When you think about U.S. presidents, who do you think of? Do you think of Lincoln, Roosevelt, Bush, Clinton? The truth is, not a lot of people think about Kennedy as one of the first presidents that come to their mind in terms of accomplishments or anything else. However, they always think of him when they think of a president that's been assassinated. I have studied President Kennedy on many occasions, whether it be for school or just for my own personal gain. So I believe I can speak intelligently to the life and accomplishments of this great man. Tonight, my goal is to inform you of not only Kennedy's demise, but also of his accomplishments in his all too short presidential term. In his early life, President Kennedy joined the military in 1941. He originally went to the Army. The Army rejected him due to back problems, so he entered the Navy. In 1943, he became the commander of PT-109 and was in the Pacific Theater when he was destroyed by a Japanese destroyer. He was discharged in 1945. Then he decided to go into Congress, decided to go into politics. So in 1946, he became the first congressman. He started his first congressman seat, and he was in that seat for 6 years. He tried to become vice president in 1956, but came in second due to the Democratic National Convention. He was successful in 1961 for the presidency, with Lyndon B. Johnson as his running mate. In 1960, he participated in the first televised debate with Richard Nixon. In the end, Kennedy won the election 303 to 219. And in the years of his presidency, from 1961 to 1963, he had many accomplishments. One of the accomplishments was going to the moon. Kennedy decided that we needed to go to the moon, and that no country that wanted to lead the rest of the countries should ever fall behind in the space race. So in 1961, Kennedy started the space campaign. In 1962 is when he gave his famous Going to the Moon speech at Rice University. In this speech is when he said, "No nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to fall behind in the race for space." He also had the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, where U-2 spy planes took pictures of Soviet missiles in Cuba, 90 miles off the coast of Florida. Many officials pressed Kennedy to invade, but Kennedy resisted. Kennedy wanted a naval quarantine, inspecting all ships in and out of Cuba. Within a week, Soviet Premier Khrushchev reached an agreement with President Kennedy to withdraw all Soviet missiles. This was the first U.S. threat of nuclear war. Kennedy, although he was not in office at the time, he was presented with his Pulitzer Prize for a biography, or a book called Profiles of Courage, which was a biography of 8 senators risking it all, risking their careers, risking everything for their own personal beliefs. Then came Kennedy's assassination in 1963. The initial response of the country was devastation. Everyone thought that this man was going to be a great president. He was going to lead the country for so long, and he was taken away much too early. It happened on November 22nd, 1963. He was shot in Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald was the first person implicated in it. There are many stories of what actually happened, whether it was the man on the grassy knoll, Lee Harvey in the book depository, or whatever. But the only thing the Warren Commission can come to, that there was only one shooter with 3 shots. The Warren Commission is the commission that investigated the assassination and concluded that there was only one perpetrator of the assassination, and to this day is still disputed by many. John F. Kennedy definitely made his mark on the world and certainly this country. He will be forever remembered as the president with a controversial assassination, but needs to be remembered as the president with great accomplishments and a man who was taken from this world far too early. Hopefully, by hearing this speech, you understand how much he did for this country and how sad it was for us to lose such a great leader.